Hey guys, so I hope you are doing well. I am back and I'm here with a fun and glittery video today. It is a swatch and review video for the brand new limited edition Dazzleshadows from MAC that debuted with the Disko Collection that is now available online at maccosmetics.com as well as MAC stores and MAC counters. And these are limited editions, so if you are interested in these shades, you're gonna have to run out and get them now. But I have a sneaky suspicion that MAC may make these permanent, and this is just a soft push, like a dry run to see how they do. And if they fare well, I feel like MAC may either re-promote them in the future or make them a part of their permanent lineup. So we'll see how that goes. So if you are interested in these, I would say grab them now while you can, because you never know how they're gonna fare in the whole MAC cosmetic universe. You never know if they're just gonna discontinue them altogether. But even though this is a brand new formula, a brand new kind of debut, a different type of eyeshadow, they're strikingly similar to the MAC pressed pigments. So if you don't get your hands on the Dazzleshadows and are interested in the pressed pigments, then go for it. I did do a full swatch and review video of the pressed pigments. I'll leave that linked below. But right now, we're just gonna cover the Dazzleshadows. So as I said, these are a brand new formula to MAC, and they did debut with the Disko Collection that is all about glitter and glamour. So the description says, feel the fever with glitter streaked Dazzleshadow in riotous hues. The rich stay true pigments adhere to the lid with minimal fallout, imparting eyes with a beautiful twinkly sheen. The creamy talc-free formula delivers a texture that's the perfect union of cream and powder, creating a multi-dimensional reflective surface that leaves lids looking dazzling yet delicate. It provides a 3D multi-dimensional effect, provides exceptional color adhesion. It's a cream-like texture. It's ophthalmologist tested, dermatologist tested, and it has stay true color. So first up, I always talk about the price, and these are retailing for $20 for, listen to me carefully, 0.03 ounces of product. Yes, you heard me right. So these contain less product than the typical small MAC eyeshadow on the market, which contains 0.05 ounces. Again, these contain 0.03. I don't feel quite jaded just yet because it's a different formulation, so I would expect it to contain a little bit less because it's a chunky, glittery formula, so I can understand if pressing the formula into the pan actually results in less product overall. But what threw me off was that these are a similar formula to the pressed pigments from MAC, which are also $20 or $21 thereabout, and they contain 0.1 ounce of product. 0.1. So this contains 0.03. So this is more than 3 times the size of this for around the same price. So that threw me off a bit. When I initially got these, I expected them to be the same size as the pressed pigment because I was like, oh, they're a glittery pressed product. They're a similar formula. They should be in the same packaging, but they're not. They're in the smaller eyeshadow packaging and they contain far less product. So do be aware of that. You may never use this up though, but just be aware that you're getting a lot less product than you would expect at a very steep price. For the price, I really think you should have gotten more product in the size of the larger eyeshadow pans, or they should have made it cheaper in these smaller pans because I just think they're way overpriced, especially in their own lineup. They have pressed pigments that are very similar to these Dazzleshadows, and these contain a lot more product for a similar price, so it's a much better value here. And the other comparable product is the Urban Decay Moon Dust lineup, which they have gorgeous shadows as well. They're also $20 and they contain 0.05 ounces. So again, you're getting more product in the Urban Decay version, and they have similar shades or, you know, duochrome shades that you may be interested in as well. So let's just quickly talk about the packaging. They are contained in the regular black pots from MAC that they have their smaller eyeshadows in. They have the see-through lid, which is great for seeing the actual color. And then on the bottom, there is a label with the color name and Dazzleshadow on it. It doesn't actually have the size on it, which threw me off that I had to just grab the box and see what the size was. So I don't know. Usually they have the size on the product itself, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, nothing special, even though it is a special collection. So I'm not sure what you're paying that extra $20 for. What is that for? I don't know. Nothing special here. So now that I've beaten that dead horse, let's jump into the swatches. And for the swatches, I'm using my Shade and Light eyeshadow brush from Kat Von D for this. I am using the buffer end. It is a dense synthetic brush. So that's what I would recommend using for these. Use a dense synthetic brush, and that's what I am doing. And I'm swatching them over primer as well. So let's just jump right into it. Starting out with She Sparkles, which is described as a light gray with pink and silver sparkles. And this shade is a light silver shade, and the glitter sparkles are more silver than pink. You see the silver standing out more strongly and more intensely than any pink sparkle that they're mentioning, even though you see a slight pink tint to the shade. This one is very smooth and finely milled. Then we have Last Dance, which is described as a peach beige with pink sparkles. And this one is a chunky peach beige shade. It has chunky light peach sparkles and a little bit of silver sparkles as well. This one has a lot of fallout because the particles are a little bit chunkier and they don't stick as well to the lid, but the particles also give a more sparkly effect because of their larger size. Then we have the shade Slow Fast Slow, which is described as a bronze with red sparkles. And this one is more of a pinky like rose gold bronze, and it's finely milled so it comes off smoothly and almost seems like a frost shade versus a glittery shade. It looks great and it applies smoothly and blends really nicely. And here we have Let's Roll, which is described as a red bronze with sparkles. This shade reminds me of Paprika in that it's a red shade. It's like a red cranberry shade, but then it has this golden orange undertone. It's a chunkier finish as well. The sparkle level is intensified because of the chunky shade, so it really does shimmer and shine beautifully. Next we have I Like to Watch, which is described as a mid-tone brown with gold sparkles. This shade reminds me of an old gold shade. It's like a vintage, dusty, dirty gold shade. It's a yellow gold, and the base shade is more of a brown, so it comes off like a rusty yellow gold, if that makes sense. It reflects really bright yellow gold. It's really pretty as well. Not my favorite color though. Here we have Boom Boom Boom, which is described as a light burgundy with emerald sparkles. I feel like this is one of those shades that everybody tries to do. It has like a plummy red base, like a plummy red brown base with silver sparkle, but the silver sparkle kind of reflects blue teal. It's an interesting shade. I think this one is probably one that I could work with because I'm not a fan of these kinds of tones at all. This shade is Try Me On, which is described as a deep blue-green with sparkles. This shade I was excited for. It's kind of a sea foam blue-green shade. It's kind of an ocean shade, and then it has golden sparkles throughout it, like golden glitter, and it reflects beautifully, but it's a very light shade, so I'm not sure if it comes off too silver, but I still like the color. Here we have Let's Boogie, which is described as a black with silver sparkles. This one is more of a charcoal gray shade or a gunmetal shade versus a straight up black. It has silver glitter and golden glitter and almost like a light blue glitter. It's multi-dimensional. It's really pretty for a chunky, glittery, smoky eye. And here is Jet Couture pressed pigment next to Let's Boogie Dazzleshadow. And they don't look 100% similar when you look at them in the pots. As you can see, Jet Couture looks a little bit more subtle, doesn't have huge sparkly chunks of glitter, while Let's Boogie looks like it should be more shimmery and glittery overall. And here I'll swatch Jet Couture next to Let's Boogie. Overall, I think the two shades are very similar. They have the same charcoal gray base color and gold, blue, and silver sparkles. But with the Dazzleshadow Let's Boogie, the glitter is a bit more chunky, so the sparkle effect is a little bit more intense. So if you're looking for serious sparkle and shimmer on your lids, you would go with the Dazzleshadow over the pressed pigment. But if you're looking for a more refined glitter, then go for the pressed pigment version. Here we have the shade Say It Isn't So, which is described as a dark gray with pink sparkles. And this is like the big brother of She Sparkles. It's a deeper, more smoky gray shade, and it definitely has the pink sparkles, and it looks like lavender reflex. It's a really beautiful shade, and it's really finely milled, beautiful color. Then we have Feel the Fever, which is described as a deep blue purple with pink sparkles. And this one I feel like it's spot on in the description. It's a dusty, more blue tone purple, and it has pink and silver sparkles. This one is also gorgeous, and it applies well with great pigmentation and smoothness. Here we have Can't Stop, Don't Stop, which is described as a deep plum purple with sparkles. And this one is more of a red tone purple shade versus Feel the Fever. It definitely has a plummy berry tone to it, and it has silver sparkles and a little bit of light blue sparkles as well. Also a smooth finish, but not my favorite shade. I just don't like these red tone purples on myself. Here we have the shade Get Physical, which is described as a purple with light blue sparkles. This one is a blue toned, again, dusty kind of dirty purple shade. Takes a little bit to build it up, but it has light blue and silver sparkles. It definitely reflects light blue when you see the reflex close up. Pretty shade again, not my favorite because it's kind of subtle and looks a little dusty. Alright guys, so now that you've seen the swatches and you've seen the gorgeous colors in action, I'm going to just quickly talk about the formula, the performance, and the application. And these are a pressed glitter product, and I do think they're gorgeous. I think they have some gorgeous shades. There are similar shades on the market, but they may not have the exact duochrome that these have because they have different reflex, different shades. So you might not get the exact shade, but you can get similar dupes. I find that the actual texture and formula across the board is inconsistent. They don't all have the same finely milled texture. Some of them are chunkier, some of them have more finely milled glitter particles, and it's up to you how you feel about that. To me, the chunkier glitter particles give a sparklier, prettier effect, and the finer milled versions give a more subtle and subdued effect. If you're looking for subtle and subdued, I would go with the pressed pigments from MAC right away, no hesitation. These are gorgeous. They don't all have the duochrome prettiness that the Dazzleshadows have, and I feel like that is the plus of the Dazzleshadows. They do have different kind of mixes of glitter, so there are various shades in here, but the pressed pigments do have pretty duochromes as well, just not as glittery and chunky as the Dazzleshadows. So if you're looking for more refined glitter, go with the Dazzleshadows, hands down, no questions asked. If you want to tiptoe into the glitter market, I'm honestly gonna say ColourPop eyeshadows. You can't go wrong. Their metallic and their glittery shades are beautiful. They are a similar concept. They are a creamier formula though. They do have like a more silky, smooth texture. These are best applied with your fingers versus a brush, but if you use a similar brush to what I did for, you know, the Swatches, the Kat Von D synthetic dense brush, you will have no problems with these. And if you're a finger person, I don't know what that means, but you can use your finger as well for these. Likewise, you can use your finger for these Dazzleshadows. But if you're interested in just getting your feet wet, go for ColourPop. They have beautiful multi-dimensional glitter shades as well, and they're $5, so you can't really go wrong there. Again, I've done a review and swatch video. Leave that below. I'm giving you a lot of reference videos for things other than this, But I do think these are pretty. I just don't think they're necessarily worth the $20, especially since you're getting so little product in here. I am happy that I have the shades, don't get me wrong. I am happy and I'm going to use them because I really like them, but I don't think that they are so like innovative or different from anything else on the market that you should rush out and get them. They don't have a creamy texture as described by MAC. They don't have that hybrid cream texture. I think ColourPop is the one that has that cream powder glitter texture. These are more, they feel like pressed glitter. It's a little bit soft, like it feels like there is some cream texture to it, but then when you touch it and when you actually apply it, it doesn't apply creamy or like cream shadow would. They apply like a pressed pigment would, or a pressed glitter pigment. So I don't think that cream thing that they're speaking about really lives up to the hype. And the adhesion thing, let me enunciate my adhesion. The adhesion doesn't really stand out to me. They apply and stick well to the lid. Not that any similar formula doesn't, because the Moon Dust shadows from Urban Decay stick very well. The pressed pigment from MAC's own lineup stick very well. The ColourPop pigments stick very well. So I don't think that this supersedes any of those. They stick nicely, but there is fallout. I will tell you that right now. There is fallout, and not just fallout during application, but as you wear it throughout the day, you'll have fallout and sparkle all over your skin. I find that most glittery eyeshadows will do that. What I've found is if you use, oh my goodness, if you, don't mind that, if you use like a setting spray, one of these Urban Decay setting spray, the photo finish primer water, or any kind of mix-in medium to dampen your brush first and then apply them, then they apply better and they stick better. And if you use a shadow insurance like glitter glue, this is from Too Faced. I really love the glitter glue from Too Faced. This really helps glitter stick to the lid without crazy fallout. And you also have the Lit Cosmetics Clearly Liquid glitter base you can also use for these. So there are various ways you can use these so you minimize fallout, but their selling point is, oh, they have superior adhesion, which I really don't feel like they do. Again, you get fallout. I had fallout all over my face when I tested these out. So all in all, I think they're gorgeous products. I think the colors, the variations, they're gorgeous, gorgeous colors. You saw the swatches. You see how pretty these are. But for $20, I expected more, and from the formula description, I expected more from them. So I don't think they're a complete fail, because I personally love them and I'm happy that I have them. I just feel like they're better alternatives on the market, and I would recommend the ColourPop shadows over these. So if you're interested, go for ColourPop. Unless you're truly like interested in these eyeshadows, grab one or two that are really special for you or unique. But don't go out and break the bank on these. So let me know what you guys think. I can't honestly tell you that these are so phenomenal, they're so earth-shattering, innovative that you must run out and get them. They have great colors, but they're just other things on the market that you may want to try out before you launch yourself into, you know, these yeah. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. I will leave links below in the description box to where you can find these, as well as the shades swatched, even though I swatched all 12 shades because I do have all 12 shades now in my collection. I'll also leave links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page where you can follow me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I will talk to you. Love you guys. Bye. I woke up like this. I woke up like this. Flawless.